Mid-Exam 42C by Callie Cole. In this prompt, we're discussing hypothetical development networks. In this example, we were looking at the pathway for the development or formation of spikes in certain cells of the ectoderm on the spiny beetle. Some of those cells have spikes and some of them don't and are smooth. And then they gave us this actual pathway minus the stimulant and inhibitors. I drew those in because I like to visualize what these arrows and T-bars actually represent. Arrows represent stimulators, and then the T-bars represent inhibitors. So the question was asking for what would happen if you remove certain aspects of the pathway. So we'll start with E. If you were to remove E, it's the initial stimulant. It's what promotes the growth of the spike. So without it, there's nothing to promote that, which means there would be no spikes. And then K is an inhibitor for E. So if you remove K, that means that E is free to stimulate as much as it would like. If K is there, then it's preventing E from stimulating those spikes. So without K, there would still be spikes because E could work. I is the second inhibitor, almost like a double negative. In this case, it is preventing K from working, and K is the inhibitor that's blocking E that produces spikes. So I is almost like a protector of the E stimulant. So without I, E would not be able to stimulate, which means there would be no spikes. And then P is the stimulant for I. In order for I to be able to do its job and inhibit K from blocking E, you need P to stimulate. So without P, there would be no spikes as well. And then in this case, S is the last step, and it's a double stimulant, or not double, it's the second stimulant. So without it, the process could still continue. P would still stimulate I, which would protect E from K. And in this case, that means there would be spikes without S because you don't really need it there in order to stimulate P. And then we had down here the doubles, S and K, and I'll put these up over K and S. If you remove both of them from the pathway, we just discussed, S is kind of an unnecessary step because P can stimulate on its own if you cut off that last step there. And K is an inhibitor for E, which is our stimulant for spikes. So if you don't have anything that's preventing the stimulation and you don't have anything that has to start the chain, you would still have the spikes. And the next one is I and E. So E is our initial stimulant. Without it, spikes don't grow, and I is there to protect E from the K inhibitor. So if you remove both of those, there would be no spikes. There could be no growth.